Hello, everybody. Welcome to Day 2 Impressions of E3 2018. We are Easy Allies. I am Brandon Jones. I also have Brad Ellis.
Hi.
Michael Huber.
Hello.
And Ben Moore.
Yo.
So, Day 2 meaning it is Wednesday. It's Day 2 of the actual show. We had a bunch of press conferences. Now we've had 2 days of impressions. If you would like to kick back and join us for the next several hours, we will be talking about all the fun games that we have played this week. Of course, there are still going to be more games to talk about and more games to check out tomorrow. We're going to talk about 2 brief games right now, and then we're going to invite some very special guests to our stage to have a special conversation about a very special game. A very special game.
Kingdom Hearts 3, baby! Kingdom Hearts Insiders joining me and Damian, and we're going to talk Kingdom Hearts.
Woo! So look forward to that. We're going to kick things off with a game that I played with Brad Ellis.
Hell yeah.
Co-op.
So jolly.
So jealous.
Yeah, you're jealous.
I'm so jealous of that.
Called Anthem.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
right.
I got a lot to say, but I really enjoyed it, but considering it was co-op, we're very courteous when we go to these events.
Yes.
So we finished that, and the first thing I wonder is I look over at Brad, did Brad like it? Mm-hmm. Did you like it?
I liked it. Jones. I liked it more than I
Let me
thought
know.
I was going to like it.
Tell me what you liked.
The control of the suit is super intuitive and feels really natural piloting this thing. Like, they were telling us, how to do it. Like, oh, you could hover with this, and you could fly with that, and you just, got it instantly. Like, we were talking about Spider-Man, kind of takes a minute to, settle in. Anthem, you're just boom, good to go.
So for specifics, it is the left thumbstick clicking down to fly, right thumbstick to hover.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And it goes back and forth between. So if you're flying and you hit right thumbstick, you will stop and start to hover. If you're hovering and you hit left thumbstick, you'll take off and start flying. It feels really good moving around. Obviously, the character will sway when you're moving. You can do a barrel roll to dodge if somebody's shooting at you in midair. And you have a limited reserve of that energy that comes back of your gas or whatever.
It overheats, I think.
Yes, and if you're on fire, it overheats faster, and if you're in water, it doesn't overheat.
So yeah, you could be flying and there's a waterfall and you're running low, you could fly through the waterfall and it'll give you more.
That's cool.
Or if you're underwater,
Yeah,
it's
if
just
you're
constantly
underwater,
pumping the
love
jets. So if you there is a very forgiving fall distance that you can fall a lot and not take damage, but he said you will take damage eventually. And so there's a little bit of, if you have a double jump in other games, or if you're used to that format where I'm falling, and then just 10 feet from the ground, poof, I'll hit strafe and then drop. And it was the one thing that was frustrating about the demo, but it's E3 and this is just how this stuff goes. I was playing with Brad, and there were 2 other reps from BioWare that were playing ahead of us that were constantly egging us on further.
Yeah.
So I would
They were just flying and waiting, right by the thing, shh, I'm damn it.
So I would go into a new area and be like, wow, this is so cool. And oh, I wonder what's there. And he's like, the checkpoint's right ahead. I'm like, I know it. I know where they are. I know where we should be going.
We had 2 people behind, or a person behind each of us also, and they were both talking to me and Jones the whole time. I'm like, why don't you keep moving forward? Just follow them. I was like, I want to explore a little.
And it was the same demo that we saw at the EA press conference. It was actually less of the demo. We didn't get to the part where the big boss shows up at the end. I don't know if that's because we weren't fast enough.
No, I think they just didn't do it.
Just ran out of time,
Yeah.
And so this will be a relatively short conversation talking about it because it was a short demo, and because you saw basically what we played. I think the main priority to focus on here is flying around feels good. And that was, I think, the main thing that attracted me to Anthem in the first place was seeing these gigantic towers, seeing you coming out of a cave and then just this huge cliff dropping off, and just a ton of diverse array of different enemy types. They were weird little animals running by me that weren't necessarily targets, but of course I have a melee attack, so I'm gonna just kill absolutely everything that I can and see what happens. There's a great dive bomb attack that you can do with melee, which I think was Y.
Yeah,
and it's really good coming out of hover. So if you look down and you can see enemies down there, just hit the right thumbstick, hover right over them, and poof, then you can bomb and take them out.
Did you get Destiny vibes or Monster Hunter vibes? Set the record straight.
It was more Destiny than Monster Hunter. We were shooting dudes, and they would drop loot, purple, green.
Yeah.
So Jones collecting that loot. Dude, they said Jones set the record for best loot. or something like
Which
that.
I don't know. Like, whenever I'm at a preview event or whenever I'm at an appointment like this and somebody talks about performance,
Yeah, yeah.
like, wow, you're a good
no
racer.
one's
You're
done
like,
that.
okay.
They say it every time.
Yeah.
Like,
Jones, are
no
you
one
the
else
kind
has
of-
solved this.
Are you the kind of person when there's shared loot that you
Pick it
rush
up.
in and try to get it before everybody else?
Well, not only that, but like, what the hell am I getting loot for? You know, like, why when I see that little purple glowing thing way off in the distance and they're telling me to rejoin the team, I'm like, just a
it's like we
second,
could switch
I'm gonna
out.
go with this thing that I can't take with me. I played, DC supervillains today, and I'm like picking up all the studs. Like, why am I doing this? Like, why?
Kind of a bummer is that we didn't get to pick who we got to play as.
We were
were
the
both the
Rangers.
Ranger. And I wanted to be the big boy Titan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I Jones.
I wanted some
yeah.
sweet storm
Yeah, like they were
impressions.
playing as a storm and they were just like floating around looking all sick. And we're just like the
least you could
generic
be
guy.
us.
We're like, damn, dude.
But the thing the Ranger did have is that hold down, I think it was the R1 or
So yeah,
L1.
you have abilities tagged to your L1 or R1, whatever. Or,
like a frost grenade
So
was
you
one.
had a frost grenade on one, and the other one was like a charge up thing. The thing is, you would get the combo pop up that you saw in the trailer if you would throw like the ice grenade and use your other ability together and be like combo or something like that.
But once you built up a meter, hitting both was
Special.
the big, volley of
Destiny.
like, 10
Yeah.
missiles.
What's the pace of that, Brad? Like the ability cooldowns,
It was-
and like how long would it
The
take
ability
to kill an
cooldown
enemy?
was pretty quick. It was
Okay.
quicker than I expected it to be. Could be for demo purposes. Fights did not take that long.
Like burning the enemies down pretty
yeah,
quick.
it's a demonstration
Yeah,
and everything.
probably,
But yeah, we were crushing them.
And I definitely think there's a difference between like enemies we have to fight and enemies that are just in our way because you can fly. So like in a lot of instances, you can just fly right over
Yeah.
targets.
Did the world feel big, or was it like window dressing and
See,
it felt like
it's hard for us to tell because we were kind of pushed
Yeah.
through
Yeah.
the whole thing, so we couldn't really explore and see.
2 questions. Did the numbers bother you as you were shooting things?
Nah, didn't really bug me.
Okay. Second question, did you figure out how to do combos, like what that means, how that mechanic works?
Yeah. Like I said earlier, the like when you do like the frost grenade,
Okay.
then you use your other ability with that, like a combination tag. It just be like
Gotcha.
combo. I don't know.
Or,
if you
or
do-
between players
Yeah,
too.
that's
That's
right,
why
yeah,
I
like
thought,
if we would do attack together, something like that. So I don't know if it like does more damage or whatnot. There's also a double jump. So if you're like low on fuel, you have a little bit, and there's a dodge button too. So you have a little variety. So if you're like hovering in the air, you could also dodge to the side or something like that too.
Did you feel like during fights you were really encouraged to like go into the sky and be super mobile, or could you
Sure.
just kind of
Yeah,
go
kind of
and-
like the way like areas would be like laid out is like there would be like high elevation or lower spots like that. There'd be like a sniper far away, like high up, or just like cannons down low. So you're constantly going up and down the verticality. You're constantly doing that.
Was there any sort of there are a lot of games that do this, but like Destiny dialogue where as you would move forward you get somebody on your radio talking to you?
Yes. And it was not snarky, and I was pleased.
Yes.
I mean, if you again, it was the same demo you've already seen. So if you go back and watch that, it was just observant. It was like, the most attitude I would get is like, wait a minute, something's not right, or like,
Yeah.
hold on, I'm getting weird readings here, and I
Yeah.
don't know what's going on.
No
it wasn't
sassy
like,
robots.
That's not the way that should be. Like, it was just very straightforward, and
that'd be on the back
I
of the box.
appreciated that.
Sassy robot.
No sassy robots.
2 exclamation
Yes,
points.
that we're aware of.
But I think enough cannot be said about flying. That if I'm going to be doing this again and again and again, like Destiny, if I'm going to be like running this raid or running this mission multiple times, maybe taking another friend through it, I might decide, you know what, I'm going to skip those enemies. I don't care. Or yeah, I'll let you take care of those. I'm going to go take care of over those in the corner. Or I'm going to just hover over them and shoot or drop grenades from above. Or I'm just going to stay here on the cliff edge and shoot it from here. Or if I'm a heavy this time, I'm just going to drop right in and get in and melee them. And so. Whereas a lot of there are really fun platforming segments in Destiny, but it's just kind of like get to this point, we'll launch pad you over there, and then you see a big string of all of the players going in the same direction. And it was neat finishing a mission and then just kind of be like, where is everybody? I don't know. Like I got to find the marker to be like, oh, my team's over there. Okay.
Cool.
And so I just think that exploration, I think, adds a lot of great diversity to this type of format.
Let me make it even more clear for you, Huber, about the flying.
Yeah.
In Spider-Man, it feels good to swing.
Oh, it feels
in
so
this,
good.
it feels good to fly.
Okay.
Where I was like, I want to keep flying.
Just
Keep
doing
going.
it.
Yeah, I felt in control.
Like you don't
want
want to shoot anyone, you just want to fly.
No, I want to do both.
Nice.
And you can't fly forever, so there is that. You if you want to just I'm gonna get out of the way and nobody can touch me, like you can't.
I love the idea
you have a
of
limited
flying
reserve.
under the waterfalls and that tying into like helping you go longer.
The big guy, before we went down into the water, the big guy comes out and starts, punching the ground. And I'm like, all right, let's do it. And I'm laying into him, and the dev leads in. Like, so this is a world event. We're not going to be doing that right now.
Yeah,
I'm
it
like,
was
all
like
right.
some sick, huge
World
world
event.
boss. I was ready to fight, and they said that to me too. I was like, oh, come on.
Did they tell
We
that
should've
to
just
you
done it,
as they
dude.
danced in front of you as the storm?
Yeah, they're just like flown by like this, just flying there.
So yeah, that's it. That's Anthem. Yeah.
I have a question.
Now?
What were the caves like?
The caves?
Yeah, did you see like little caves that you could go
We
in?
went in an underwater cave, I remember going through it.
Were there multiple paths
Yeah.
like in the cave, or was it a linear?
We said we were rushed along.
For
Yeah,
sure.
Kyle, I wouldn't go so far as to say there were like routes we didn't take. Like there was not some big gaping hole like, oh, I wonder what's in there. But I would have taken this, whatever we did, if I was to do with with this table right here, it would have taken 4 times as long. Like we would have really picked that place clean, really taken our time, just kind of enjoyed the scenery. Maybe not like the 10th time we did it, but like certainly the first time I would have really just kind of just gone up to an elevated position and look at everything.
You mentioned the world event and the big creature. Did you see beyond what the things that you killed? Did you see other creatures roaming around in the distance or anything like that? Any other signs of life?
There was like some of these.
Plenty, yeah. There was one point where we went into the entrance of a cave and these little things just came running past me, and again I was like melee.
killed them all.
And I think BioWare cracked up because they're like, I mean, you don't have to kill those poor things. I'm like, I can.
Yeah.
Let me use my melee.
Yeah. Because I think there's I would not be surprised if you see like maybe bigger things hunting smaller things, some things maybe aggroing towards you despite themselves, like that aren't that strong but are just like averse to anything exploring their world, or things that just don't really care that you're there, just like the equivalent of a deer just marching through the forest. So yeah, I definitely got a sense that they want to play up the uniqueness, and just everything was so colorful. The enemies were colorful, lots of like cool tendrils coming off of them that were swaying as they were jumping around, and we're like in the air running through forests. If you hit the left thumbstick while you're in the air, it hits fly. The jets take off and you move forward with your feet behind you. But if you're on the ground, you get a really cool stride, like a little jet boost.
Yeah, I love that.
And a great run.
Really cool.
That's not
animation.
just like your typical, my legs are moving faster, but like a clear like jet, propelled run.
So rad.
And those things just look cool. And again, it's not just kind of this simple Iron Man straight line fly. Like there's definitely kind of a wobbliness to it. So you really got to get cozy with.
So they were
with how you're
both the
moving.
storm class.
No, the one was the big boy.
Cool.
And the other one was the storm.
Okay.
They were both Rangers.
Between Anthem and Control, we got wobbly flight.
Yeah.
Making a strong
The new
appearance.
hotness at E3 2018.
Floating around.
Intrigued. This sounds very intriguing.
I came away like more excited.
Nice.
I mean, there's still a ton of the game we don't even know about, so expectations to check. But what we played, I liked.
I think to wrap up the conversation, my favorite thing was just when I got used to the back and forth of clicking, L3 and R3. It was like, that feels good. That feels really, really great.
A nice rhythm.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah.
That feels good.
Yeah, that feels good.
That feels good.
Yeah.
And for that reason.
And
yeah.
for that reason.
All right, I think we're ready to move on.
Let's move on.
We're going to talk about Rage 2.